Now the Nio stock price is finished down 4%, which is causing, or which sort of like caused a panic onto the Nio investors. I mean, especially knowing that some EV stocks like Tesla, XPeng were surging or ended the day on a green. Some people are starting wondering if whether they should have bought Tesla or XPeng and not Nio. And I think before you make any decisions, at least wait for the upcoming maybe Q3 earnings, which are coming in 2 weeks time, where we are going to see Nio telling us or reporting the amount of money they generated or how they performed in Q3, which is something that as a result might trigger a short squeeze if Nio performs outperforms in terms of what analysts expected. So hold on and give Nio at least until the 20th when they announce their Q1 earnings, before their Q3 earnings, before market open. I've said it this week or middle of this week to say that this is either a make or break situation. Things might continue to be worse, or Nio might continue seeing the share price drop, or they might see the share price spiking, which is something that is pretty good, something that is exciting, and I look forward to those earnings. I have told you before that what will make a difference onto Nio is obviously the gross margins that they will generate this quarter. I mean, we are all expecting at least a double digit, because Q2 gross margins came at 9.7%, and hopefully this time around they got to over 10%, which if that's the case, then it will be so great for Nio, and that might result a short squeeze, who knows. But again, it is also important for the guidance in terms of how many vehicles is Nio intending on selling now this quarter, which hopefully that also it's a good figure. If also that comes out well, it will be very good for the share price also, or it will trigger the share price into spiking, right? Otherwise, the losses, revenue, earnings per share will also be important, but not as important as those two figures. And yeah, we will see how it unfolds, or how things unfold. So the only thing that might trigger a short squeeze maybe before the end of the year, it is the Q3 earnings. If we don't get it there, yeah, I think then it will be not that good for Nio in terms of the share price. We are going to not, chances are we might not even see $10, but hopefully they produce good earnings which will make the stock react positive, which we look forward to. So what are your predictions for the upcoming Q3 earnings? Me, I've told you that gross margins will be back to double digits, meaning 10%, and that I was also confirmed by Deutsche Bank, saying that they see gross margins increasing by 0.3%, which will take that 9.7% we saw in Q2 to 10%. Hopefully we get to see that. I think it will be like that. And the deliveries guidance, I think Nio is going to come with a delivery guidance of play around the 70,000 mark, which if that's the case, then we need to also brace ourselves for what's coming. I think Q4 Nio is expecting to sell way more than the 61,800 sales we saw in Q3. I think they really want to go all out, and I think they will do their best to make sure that they deliver as many vehicles. Onvo, I know the demand is there, and yeah, we know that right now what Nio is fighting for is to quickly increase the production capacity to make sure that they cater for the orders that are coming from Onvo, as well as Nio is no longer selling the Nio models, but it's also selling the sub-brand Onvo models. And all these Onvos that you see being delivered on the road, they are coming from the F2 factory or the Neo Park factory, which is something that, of course, it's just amazing. And I wonder how many vehicles we will be seeing from Nio, Onvo, and Firefly next year around the same time, especially knowing that Nio next year this time they would have opened their third factory, which will help them in selling more cars, selling more vehicles, which is incredible, amazing, and we look forward to that. So tell me, man, what you think. I think the future is bright. I know the share price might not be telling us that, but I tell you, weekends are being shaken off, and once we rocket, or once we do a short squeeze, the chances of us coming down here will continue being slimmer, because Nio continues growing fundamentally, and therefore some share prices just become so unjustified in a way that if they are to continue beating it down like this, then Nio investors big financial institutions, and by investors I also mean you and me, we are going to clean out quite a number of we are going to make sure that we go in the market and load the boat and make sure that we take the low trading prices opportunities to buy more shares. So brace yourselves, man. I think we can expect great things from Nio on the 20th of November, and once that comes, I think it will revive the sentiment from investors around Nio. Blue sky is coming, long term will win. Do your own due diligence before you buy this stock for the very first time. Increase your holdings or sell, because we all know that share price wise it's not reflecting the actual fundamentals of the company. You still need to know what Nio is busy with, what Nio is doing, which will give you the confidence as you are investing onto this stock. So it's wise that you do some due diligence, either you are buying for the very first time. And I think for first time buyers, you need to take cognizance of the volatility that is on this stock. You can buy today, tomorrow it goes down 5%, 8%, or even 10%. Sometimes it happens, but that does not mean that it's not a good stock, or it's not a good long-term stock. It just means that the manipulators are playing around with the stock and making sure that the weekends come off. And investors like some of you guys and myself, we are going to take the low trading price and increase our holdings and buy some of these shares that some of the new investors are letting go, because we know what we are buying, we know where Nio is, and we know where it's going, which is why we'll take the low trading price as opportunities to buy more shares. That's all from me. Blue sky is coming, and God bless you all.